Did you know that 85% of people feel insecure about their career choices? And that, as Earl Nightingale said, we become what we think about most of the time. Before we explore how clarity can dissolve this fog, a simple gesture, like this video and subscribe. What we are going to unravel together has the power to rekindle your internal compass. There was a man, a voice on the radio that spanned decades with a message of radical simplicity, Earl Nightingale. He didn't sell magic formulas, but a disconcerting truth. We become what we think about most of the time. An idea so obvious that it becomes revolutionary. Think about it. When there is no clear destination on the horizon of the mind, any wind seems threatening. Fear is not of the obstacle itself, but of the feeling of drift, of not having a safe harbor to navigate to. It is the existential void, as Frankl would say, that masquerades as anxiety. Nightingale realized that the human mind needs a target. Without it, it wanders, ruminates, and inevitably turns against itself, creating phantoms where only empty space exists. We live in an age of incessant noise, of distractions calculated to keep us busy, but rarely directed. We are bombarded by other people's goals, by prefabricated definitions of success that anesthetize us to the fundamental question, what really matters to me? Fear flourishes in this fertile ground of superficiality, where connection with one's own essence is constantly sabotaged. You feel it, don't you? That persistent discomfort, the feeling of running in circles, the procrastination that is not laziness, but a deep resistance to following a path that does not feel like yours. It is the soul screaming for direction, while the mind, conditioned by fear, insists on clinging to the known even if the known is painful. But here lies the turning point, the insight that Nightingale bequeathed to us. Clarity of purpose does not eliminate fear. It makes it irrelevant. When you know why you are doing something, when your action is anchored in a deep value, fear loses its paralyzing power. It becomes just a signal on the panel, not the driver of the vehicle. The energy that previously fueled anxiety is now channeled into meaningful action. The choice, then, is not between being afraid or not being afraid. It is between living hostage to it or defining a purpose so strong that fear becomes secondary. Start small. Ask yourself, what would make me feel alive, even if scary? What deep down would I stand for? What unique contribution can I offer? The answers do not need to be grandiose. They need to be yours. Imagine waking up with clarity, not with dread. Imagine the focused energy, the resilience in the face of challenges, the deep satisfaction of building something aligned with your inner truth. This is not utopia. It is the natural result of a life guided by meaning, where fear gives way to determination. The question that remains is, are you going to continue allowing fear to dictate the terms of your existence, or are you going to dare to define the why that sets you free? If this reflection resonated with you, share this video with someone who may also be seeking this clarity, and comment below, what small step can you take today towards your purpose? This feeling of emptiness, this paralysis that prevents you from moving forward, is not a character defect, a personal failure. It is a symptom, an alarm that goes off when we lose contact with our own center, with the flame that drives us. Think of a ship without a rudder, adrift in the open sea. Each wave, each gust of wind becomes a potential threat because there is no direction, no safe harbor in sight. Such is the mind when it lacks a clear purpose. It becomes vulnerable to all internal and external storms, amplifying fear, insecurity, anxiety. Psychology teaches us that the search for meaning is a fundamental human need. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and creator of logotherapy, deeply understood this truth. In the midst of unimaginable suffering, He observed that those who maintained a sense of purpose, a reason to live, even if it was to find his wife again, were more likely to survive. This need for meaning is not a luxury reserved for a few enlightened people, but rather an imperative of the human soul. When we neglect this search, when we let ourselves be carried away by the superficial flow of daily life, disconnected from our deepest values, a void is installed. And this void, like a treacherous shadow, manifests itself in various ways. Chronic procrastination, superficial relationships, incessant search for external validation, the constant feeling that something is missing even when we apparently have everything. It is as if we were living in a luxurious house full of shiny objects, but without foundations. At any moment, the structure can collapse because there is no solid base that supports all that. Purpose, in this sense, is the foundation of our existence. It is what gives us stability, direction, and strength to face the inevitable challenges of life. Imagine a lush garden. For it to flourish, it is not enough just to have quality seeds. It is necessary to prepare the soil, provide water, light, and nutrients. Similarly, our life purpose needs to be cultivated. It does not arise out of nowhere like a magic trick. It is the result of a process of self-knowledge, of deep reflection on our values, our talents, our most authentic desires. Carl Jung, one of the giants of analytical psychology, invited us to dive into the unconscious, to explore the shadows and potentialities that reside within us. He believed that the process of individuation, the journey to become who we really are, involves the integration of all parts of our being, including those that we often try to repress or deny. And in this process of self-discovery, purpose emerges as a beacon, guiding us towards our essence. But how to find this purpose? Where to start this journey of self-knowledge? The answer, paradoxically, lies in simplicity. Start with small questions. As Nightingale suggested, what really animates you? What makes you feel alive, vibrant, connected to something greater than yourself? What are your most important values? What would you passionately defend, even if it put you in an uncomfortable position? The answers to these questions do not need to be complex or outlandish. Often, purpose is revealed in simple things, in activities that give us genuine joy, in causes that resonate with our soul. Maybe it is taking care of animals, teaching children, creating art, building communities, fighting for social justice, or simply being a good friend, a good listener, a beacon of hope for those around us. The beauty of purpose is that it is deeply personal and unique. There is no right or wrong, better or worse purpose. What matters is that it is authentic, that it resonates with your inner truth, that it motivates you to get out of bed every morning with a sense of direction and meaning. And remember, clarity of purpose is not a goal to be achieved once and for all, but rather a compass that guides us along the journey. The path may be winding, full of challenges and turns, but when we have a clear purpose, we are able to navigate the storms with more resilience and confidence. Fear does not disappear completely, but it loses the power to paralyze us. It becomes just an obstacle to be overcome, an opportunity for learning and growth. Think of great leaders, visionary artists, impactful entrepreneurs. What differentiates them is not the absence of fear, but rather the strength of the purpose that drives them. They face challenges, criticism, failures, but they persist because they are connected to something greater than their own fears and insecurities. And you can also walk this path. You can also rekindle the flame of your inner purpose and transform fear into fuel for action. Start today. Take the first step, however small it may be. Allow yourself to dream, explore, experiment. Talk to people who inspire you. Read books that challenge you. Reflect on your life experiences. And above all, trust your intuition, the silent voice that whispers in your heart. It knows the way, it knows your purpose, Just listen to it and move forward with courage and determination. Life is a unique and precious journey. Do not waste it living a mediocre existence guided by fear and indecision. Dare to define your why, dare to embrace your purpose, and discover the transforming strength that resides in you. What is the most important question you need to ask yourself today to get closer to your purpose? If this video inspired you to reflect on your purpose, leave your like, share with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel to receive more content like this. And do not forget to comment below. What is the small step you commit to take today towards your purpose?